Okay, welcome to today. We're going to be cooking some sugar pit pork inspired by Aaron Potter. Cooked on the grill, apricots, chili and lemon verbena. This is great for summer. Okay, here's that prep for that fantastic sugar pit pork inspired by my dear friend and that super chef Aaron Potter. One to watch from Wildflowers. Love Aaron. And I have this dish whenever I go to Wildflowers and it's now an absolute staple in my barbecue armory. It's very simple. You need good pork. That's always the key. So I've got a rack here. I'm just going to cut myself some ridiculously thick chops off of that. How are we going to do that? I think what to do, probably it's better if I take a bone out. Just take one of those bones out. You just get your butcher to do these, but this came from the restaurant like this. So just take those bones out. Like that. You just want a really thick chop so we can get a nice cook on that pork chop on the barbecue. If it's too thin, you just end up with a pork chop that just cooks so quickly. So just cut that all the way through. I'll just do a couple of these. There we go. That looks pretty handsome to me. Let's do another one of those. There we go. And this is, this is not food for one, this is food for sharing. So I'm cutting large portions, I'm gonna carve it all. And as you saw, this is with the lovely apricot. So we're gonna do this with apricot. So we'll hold on to that one for a bit. Or something else. That's our pork. First thing we need to do, it's very simple. You need a rub of, I often use dark Muscovado sugar for this, but this is a pure cane sugar, really sort of beautiful organic sugar that I use. It's the same sugar that we use for the coffee in Trinity that's really delicious as well. And good sea salt. So that's it. So that sugar has an amazing aroma. So all we need to do is basically sugar on the bottom, a lot of it, and salt, a lot of it. That's all coming off, by the way, so no stress there. That's all going to go away after, but this is going to penetrate through the meat and just give us that fantastic flavour. And again, more sugar and more salt on top, like that. And this is almost like making a sort of gravlax of salmon or something. So you just pop that on. Leave that now. That will now penetrate through, and I'm going to leave that for about 45 minutes to an hour. And let that penetrate through and just absorb and take out all the moisture and impart all that sort of sugar and salt into it as well. So leave that in the fridge for an hour. That's then going to be washed off. It'll be ready for barbecue. The garnish for this guy is going to be some apricots, which I think super seasonal right now. Utterly delicious. And we're going to basically barbecue those apricots. Get some really lovely colour on them, lean into those barbecue flavours and get those lovely sort of charred bits going on. And then we're going to smash those up and make a sort of almost a dressing, a compote dressing with the apricots. Just split them in half, pop the stone out, like so. These are actually vanilla cots, which is why they look like that. So they're called a vanilla cot. It has a slightly different flavour that's delicious, almost vanilla-y. Wonderful flavour. Slightly sweeter. I'm just going to slam these on the barbecue. So they're going to get a little bit of salt. They're going to get a little bit of olive oil. So they are then barbecue ready. And then it's a case of really just transferring all that outside, everything that I need for my apricot compote and my pork. And then we're away to go. But this whole thing needs to happen a couple of hours before the barbecue starts, really. So I think that's one of the great things about barbecues. It's kind of really prep heavy, and then it's cook easy. And I love food like that. I love food that's, especially if you're cooking for friends and family. There's no better way than to just cook everything before, get everything prepped beforehand, get yourself ready, and then you can just cook when everyone's here and it's convivial and everyone's kind of into it. It's nice. So we'll do that. What we're going to do, just pop those into a bowl. There's a chilli in there. That's going to play a little part later on just to give us some heat in there. I'm just going to pop some salt into those and get some olive oil going on. I can feel that barbecue is happening, Sam. There's a lot of smoke going on out there. So we're getting there with it, that's for sure. So there we go. There's my apricots. Just going to marinate those, leave them like that. They're going to get a good colouring on the barbecue. There's my pork. That wants another 40 minutes. My barbecue ready. Yeah, so that's that fantastic sugar pit pork. Been rinsed off now, just patted dry. It's ready for the barbecue. So no need to season this now. You just want a really nice hot barbecue for it to go onto. I lift the barbecue up and that can go on about there. Okay, nice coloration, and because it's had that sort of slight curing to it as well, it's not going to take as much cooking as it normally would with pork. This is going to get apricots as well. I want to colour and char and melt and get all those sugars to work on the apricots. I'm just going to chuck these apricots on. Bit of chilli in there. We're going to make a sort of a chutney. Savoury chutney with the apricots. It's a way of just countering the fat in that lovely pork at the end. Just put it on. I'm going to close the lid down. I could cook this on an open fire barbecue on the sort of charcoal barbecue, but the pork is going to be a problem. So for me, I prefer it to be on this kind of barbecue where I can control the heat, and the fat, when it melts through, I can control that a little bit. So start down there, nice colour. Then I'll move it up top above the apricots and let it drip into the apricots. Leave that there. Get on with things. So that's those apricots melted on the barbecue, and all that fat has been above the apricots. And I'm now going to smash that up, add some olive oil, chop all the lovely chilli into that as well. Season it so it's kind of savoury. Got those savoury notes, sweet notes. Definitely going to get someone else to clean the barbecue, which is nice. Rosie. And that's going to be the perfect complement to our perfect sugar pit pork from the garden. That's it. Peaches, chilli, lemon verbena, olive oil, salt. It's beautiful. As an accompaniment to pork, it's acidic and it's sweet and it's savoury, and it's just going to kind of balance that pork out perfectly. That is my sugar pit pork with apricots cooked on a barbecue. Never done that before. Definitely doing that again. So that is apricots cooked down on the barbecue. Get them really mushy. Smash them back up with olive oil. Put the chilli back through it. I've put a little lemon verbena. Could easily be basil. Whatever it is. It's almost like your applesauce on your roast pork. And that sugar pit pork takes on an amazing colour, and it's absolutely delicious. I'm off to have a barbecue.